don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Yeah. Girl, won't you love me? Girl, won't you love me? Yeah. Tell me you're not of my way. Tell me you're not of my way. Tell me you're not of my way. You're not of my way. You're not of my way. Why don't you love me? Yeah. Girl, won't you love me? Yeah. Love the way you do it. Love the way you tease. Baby, get into it. Come right back to me. Love you in the morning, long out with no makeup. I just wanna stick it all in so you can't say no. Put you back to sleep, then fuck you till you wake up. That's some good stuff. I love the way you say yes, 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 yes. I love you. Tell me how you need me. Say how much I love you. Got a lot of reasons to keep you for a long time back. Love me long time. Love me long time. Love me long time. Yes, 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 yes. I love you. Tell me how you need me. Say how much I love you. Got a lot of reasons to keep you for a long time back. Keep you for a long time. Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Yeah. Girl, won't you love me? Girl, won't you love me? Yeah. Tell me you're not of my way. Tell me you're not of my way. Tell me you're not of my way. You're not of my way. You're not of my way. Why don't you love me? Yeah. Girl, won't you love me? Yeah. No, you said, oh, thank you, by the way, when you said I look pretty. I had to do something before I got on here because I was looking like silly with them dreads.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Y'all go ahead and welcome to Jules. She's back and not quite sure she's ready for this type of show. Um, this is the grown folks conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This is we speak what's not spoken. So I'll go ahead and give tonight's topic: the real truth about adulting, what no one warns you about.
They don't.
How do you
It's
feel about
highly
that
not
topic?
That
adulting in
is the
general.
greatest topic we could have ever you could ever thought to discuss because they do not warn you. They just say they just teach you to be responsible, to get up, go to school, get a job, and pay bills. They don't teach you.
No, you
We
don't.
have to find, and I
They
feel
don't.
like if we were to have more conversations like this, like society and the world, and especially in our community, I feel like things would be a little bit better. Like, because all of us, some of us have a brain to like, okay, I know what I'm being taught, or some of us have a brain to step out of what we're being taught and do research and learn things on our own. But then there's those who stay stagnant in what they grew up on and what they was just taught, and they just believe that that's the truth, or they just believe that that's just that and how the way we supposed to live. But how I feel about adulthood, like I don't want to be in it no more. I want to go back. I want to start over.
I can understand that. They don't prepare you for the adulthood.
Mm-mm.
They don't prepare you for the waves. Um, they don't prepare you that life change.
Right.
The way that you're raised and the way that you're taught is one direction. So when the waves hit, you don't know how to act. You don't know how to reciprocate that.
Right.
So what's in that cup?
Mine. She got adult spice coffee.
So when you hear that subject, what is one of the main things that pop up?
You just asking.
About adulting,
about the topic?
Well, first of all, it's ghetto as hell. It is not recommended. Let's break the ice on that. Adulting is highly not recommended. I give that bitch 0 stars if I had to. But, and all jokes aside, one thing about adulting that a lot of people don't take into consideration and is most highly important in our community that I feel is your mental health. Um,
Yeah.
Talk on
a
that
lot of us
money.
like suppress, will suppress a lot of things, and that you grow up and they tell you, just pray on it and keep it in the family. But at the end of the day, I feel like us as adults, we carry so much of ourselves and from our traumas and wound hurts, and it actually damages even more as an adult. And something
True.
we be scared
True.
on speaking about going to therapy. Oh, black folks don't go to therapy. We ain't finna tell our business. Baby, we go to social media and do it every day. So,
Only thing is
I,
you're not sitting in a therapist's office or paying them.
right.
Speak
So,
is to respond to what you said, not to cut you off on therapy. That's I feel like that's something we need to address too, because sometimes going to therapy, even as adults, I stop, and not because I still won't. I just been finding other revenues. But even in therapy, some of them, or most of them, especially nowadays, it's all about, oh, I'm gonna prescribe you this and I'm gonna prescribe you that. Okay, no. Even if you go in there, say, like, I'm gonna use myself as an example. I get told all the time, oh, you really don't need us because you know what to do. The point is not knowing what to do. I'm coming to you to help me apply it to my everyday life. So
And it's
even with
going to be a
therapy,
day that I'm not able to do what I'm accustomed to doing, and I need some type of balance or someone to go to relieve
right,
that so I don't get overwhelmed.
right. So the questions that they ask, or do you feel like harming yourself? No. Do you feel like hurting anybody else? Well, I don't want to hurt nobody else, but I want to beat a lot of people up. But that's not, you know what I'm saying? The point is like how, let's say, like, use you as an example, or the podcast, the questions that's being asked, like they don't go into depths, like, getting into the only way you can really like heal or get over something is y'all. I feel like therapy is supposed to help you get to the root of whatever your issue is.
The
And
trauma.
right. So how can I move? How can I either get past, overcome this? What can I do to help me become a better me? You know what I'm saying? To help my actions, to, you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. So it's kind of iffy, but picking off what you said about, oh, we black people don't need therapy, or we don't this, that, and the third. No, we need therapy. It's just finding the right therapy. And then adulthood is we're classified as, oh, you grown. You don't nobody have to teach you that, or don't nobody have to do this. It doesn't matter what age you are. That doesn't make me
Yeah.
less of an adult because I need therapy.
One issue that I have with therapists is they're one-sided. They have this guideline that they go to
Hmm.
with these certain questions.
Right,
They don't educate themselves to tune up their questions for right now.
right,
So
and
if you have a repeat person that comes, you ask the same question.
right.
So if
Not
that
to
person comes to you the second time, it's time to dig a little deeper than the original
Libra, Libra.
evaluation.
Right. Every week, don't ask me, do I feel like, no. Like I'm still trying to. I'm trying to. Can we work on something else? Like, not move on to the next thing, but what else do you have? What else kind of help? Okay, I tried the exercise that you gave me. It worked, and then in that you gave me another one that didn't work. Okay, so what else can I do? What else would you feel like, or could you recommend? Because that is your job of being a therapist. Why am I
And
therapist? Why am I
sometimes
being a therapist? Why?
and sometimes your therapist is talking to someone who don't know you, talking to a bunch of people that you can confide in and it's okay, that don't judge you. That's therapy. People forget
Mhm.
that you can talk to anybody. You don't necessarily have to go to a therapist. Sometimes it's just that stranger. It's holding it in and when it becomes a problem.
Right.
And also
Absolutely.
to piggyback off of both of y'all, because I'm a big advocate on therapy. I'm actually going through it myself right now. One thing I do notice in our community with therapists, sometimes we end up with them. Oh my God, I agree with you. Like I understand, and sometimes I've been blessed. It's not even blessed. I'm one of them ones. Hey, give me a real therapist. I don't even want the same gender real, therapist as well too. Because one thing about having the same sex therapy, sometimes it's a conflict because they agree with you because they done dealt with so many women or men in that bracket. So me personally, I feel like it works better to have the opposite sex because they can also give you their logic.
And they're
Because
not gonna shit about it.
yeah, they're not gonna judge you, but they're gonna also make you really check yourself on your thing.
Right.
So, like I said, therapy, like I said, growing up, the first thing, they'll tell you, yeah, you just doing too much. And it's times that you're not. Sometimes you gotta let it out. Because if you don't, I tell them real quick, you'd rather have me here instead of behind 3 meals in the car.
Right. I don't know. Cut today. No, I wouldn't. With especially how the government is going and has been for years now. Reason being, like I was saying earlier, everything is, oh, let me put you on this. And it's like you could be on, you can't, talking to somebody that you could confide in for therapy is different because that to that person, you could actually say how you feel. But in therapy, you have to dress it up and kind of fabricate it. You can't say, you can't really like be really open because then they're gonna either try to, like, if you want to really express how you feel, they're gonna want to lock you up. They're gonna want to put you on all these antidepressants. And I'm like,
Or
if you keep me
classify you
grounded,
as you have a substance problem or you're addicted to something or you looking for some type of attention. In
right,
actuality, sometimes you just need to
get it out.
speak, talk it out. Just have someone listen to you without judging you. And that's another thing that I don't like about therapists. They don't supposed to judge you. And that's the first thing that they do, judging you by putting you on something,
Mhm.
judging you by classifying you of something without actually doing the research or the background to see how you got there.
And did the background, so before I come in there, you already know. But then this is what my argument has always been with therapists. If y'all keep me doped up, if y'all keep me like a zombie, how am I ever gonna learn to apply anything that you're teaching me to my life?
It is not. It's just basically to get you on that, to keep you stable, to keep you at a level of slow resistance. You're not gonna have a reply as fast as you normally would. It's gonna make you slower. That's the whole goal.
Shoot, the way
Then
my
I'm not gonna say you're addicted to it, but you're the one that gave it to me. So what else can we add to the table what they didn't prepare us for? What's the number one?
being comfortable in your own skin,
That's
Yeah.
meaning not just spiritually, but where I'm going with this as sexually
Mentally,
wise.
physically, emotionally, just being comfortable, being who you
Yeah,
are and being okay with it.
yeah, being your authentic self.
Hmm.
You
I
know,
get
some
that.
of us might.
What about finances?
I was waiting because they didn't teach us that. They taught us that we got to get a job. They only taught us to go to school and get a job. They didn't teach us the depths of, hey, if credit is important, if you get credit, means credit is better than money. Because if you could go somewhere and you could have the money, but credit can take you farther than what money can.
Yeah, you
They
can
didn't
go
teach
get
us that.
$50,000 in credit and be rich, but paper
Mm-hmm.
wise, you broke as hell.
Shit,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't. My grandma ain't tell me none of that. That lady, our credit was already messed up before we even got there.
They
Oh,
didn't
So
teach
I,
us to
trust me, I know.
invest in
This is
stocks. They didn't teach us like, okay, if you do this and then the proper way of flipping, not the illegal way, but they didn't teach us like, hey, if you go this route, if you don't mess up your credit or if you build your credit, this can happen for you. They didn't teach us all the back ends about. They didn't teach us, hey, you can get a house built if you do this X, Y, and Z, and you don't have to do what they telling us or what they want us to believe.
then, and a good and another big thing is they didn't encourage or teach us how to take our dreams at a younger age and create it as a business
Right.
to get that LLC early.
Mm-hmm.
the biggest thing is, as we speaking on it, just in general, financial literacy in general.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Wealth.
biggest thing.
They didn't teach
That,
us that.
Yeah,
you know,
and is
they
it
never
is it
credit.
because they wasn't aware of it, or they didn't get taught, or we're consistently trying to? No one tried to break the cycle until now.
Yeah, I believe it's no one tried to break the cycle because I wouldn't say that some of them might not have been aware, but looking at teachers, professors, like all grades, looking at them, first of all, y'all don't get paid that much as it's out to be as a teacher. So to live the lifestyle that they live and buy the things that they buy, it had to come from credit, and some of it did come from credit. So some of
Yeah,
them know, but they don't want it. People are selfish when it comes to things like that because they don't want it's like they want you to stay where you at. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
don't want you to advance. And some people feel like, okay, if I pass this knowledge on to you, you gonna pass me. And then no, you get the knowledge to pass it on. Then that person you pass it on to, you supposed to pass it on.
That's how this world was generated. But a lot of all the rocks and the roads and the cracks and the way it went, that's not how we was taught. It was isolated, and remember, we were supposed to be the dumbest people on the earth. We wasn't supposed to be educated. We were brought up as slaves, so we wasn't supposed to be known. The simple fact that we was a lot smarter than they expected us to be and wanted us to be, we stole knowledge.
Right.
The problem is when we started receiving that knowledge, they stopped stealing what they didn't get.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it becomes black of the credit of saving money. And this is the right way. And this is what you finna go through. This is how you pay bills. This is how you work and separate your check. This is how you live.
Mm-hmm.
We stop wanting knowledge until one person wanted to break that ice. When that
Right.
one person broke that ice, you had where they educated everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have gatekeepers
Right.
who want everything for themselves. So it's many levels to it. It gets deep, but it also is we have to take accountability for the things that we don't better ourselves on.
Right. Absolutely. I totally agree. Also, too, even with that, in the finance thing, like outside of that, they taught us in school about the body, right? They taught us to learn about it, what's inside our body parts and all that. But they didn't teach us, hey, about medicine. And then they didn't teach us like it's natural things that we could do, or they
They
didn't
just,
how can I
their
say it?
job was, and this is what people don't understand. Yeah, these kids go to school. Yeah, they got teachers that educate, but it's also part of the parents' job to help
Oh
educate.
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Parents and they're not
So
just the
it's
teachers
certain
too, the parents.
things teachers in the school board they can't cross.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes down to sex education, there's a thin line of how far they can go.
How far they can go, right?
So it's the parents' job to either piggyback
Mm-hmm.
and educate or
Mm-hmm.
put them in a spot where if they're not comfortable to teach, let them be taught instead of
Right.
them teaching from the streets. Because anything you learn out there in the streets is not going to be really educational. It's going to be a
Right.
hard way to learn. And another issue is we as people, we don't self heal, self improve.
Right.
So we take everything with us when it builds. So you never learn how to let go. Because if you go back into the history that they don't teach, we're built to handle the stress, the rough life. If you look at majority of anybody else,
Mm-hmm.
they're not built for it. But I always question, oh, why is it one sided? Why is it not all? Or why is it 2/3 that was put in this era to ride that surfboard instead of having that spoon fed to them? Why wasn't they educated equally? And why was it so diverse? And the method of having to figure it out and versus reality.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult is that? And is that a way that people actually understand how to make it through life?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all based on the flip side too. It's all based upon, you know, them wanting to understand, like, and then understanding that whatever revenue or whatever strategy will work for somebody else, it may not just work for you. It's all about finding what works for you.
Yeah,
But
and
how?
your past don't define you,
Absolutely.
right? Life is hard. Life is a book. You just have to keep turning the pages. But the education has to get better. The therapist has to get better.
Hmm.
Um, I have a question, but ooh, there she go.
Money.
So,
Oh, so
Yeah,
cute.
my co-host, my nephew, he in the building. He was out now. I'm outside. I'm going with
Mm.
you.
what is some things
Yeah.
about life nobody warned you about with sexuality?
That it was okay. Oh, I cannot say that.
Ooh,
Why you
baby.
can't?
Go, go ahead, Miss Jewel. I'm gonna let Miss Jewel. I want to hear this.
Oh, because I was going to say, you know, I'm a little touch. I was going to say that outside of, you know, how, you know, spiritual, that it was okay to perfectly, you don't have to consider yourself gay because you like eating coochie with a K.
Not with the C. It got to be with the K
With a K.
and the W.
K-E-W-C-H-I.
Oh, okay. Ka-chew. Ka-chew. I got you. I got you.
Cool. No, it's coochie. Coochie.
Kimchi. I eat that too. That's Chinese. I eat that too. I don't discriminate. I'm very comfortable with all nationalities. I'm like Baskin Robbins. I'm like Baskin
But
Robbins, all flavors. We
but
good
what they
on that.
didn't teach us, no, for real, what they didn't teach us is that we, number one, of course, how different people, or most of us was brought up. Oh, that's wrong. This is that, and the third. Don't hang with them. Don't talk to them. Don't socialize. But they didn't teach us to that no matter what someone's sexuality is, like they're still a human being, and you still should show love, and you still treat them. You know what I'm saying? How you want to be treated. It was la la la, and this, that, and the third. No, that person still need love, and then even when it comes to sexuality, you never know why or what happened to that person or what that person went through to cause them to, you know what I'm saying, have that
I
sexuality
think
outside of wanting
I,
to.
I think the first mistake of it is nobody really sat down and had a sexual conversation to help that child understand their body parts, the things that they go through,
Mm-hmm.
or why they go through certain things. A lot of a lot of us learn our menstrual just by waking up. Then they'll try to explain it after. No one under really explain why you had certain hormones and you go through certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have helped a lot of people understand if that child was going through something, changes, and had questions. Those questions could have been answered.
Answer.
No, no one would have actually had a puzzle mind. So that's where experimentation comes in. At. Curiosity, a cat, go around and look. So you have a curious mind that's going to research to find out something about their life, but they're using somebody else to fulfill that need. But it's never explained what these feelings are. And I think if it's explained or had a conversation about, a lot of people know a lot of times, and that way you will have a lot less suicidal rates for the ones who want to come out and don't know how to
Right.
come out. And a lot of
Right.
families accept that person because one, you don't had that conversation, so you already kind of know where they're headed.
Oh,
Bless you.
oh, I was coughing my bed.
Oh, what do you think, Money?
Thank you.
I agree. A lot of people don't understand because they don't take that time out to actually understand it. And like we said, we go back to the portion of back in the days, nobody don't talk about it, or if it's talked about, it's a secret until you get grown and then you put the two and two together about that person and their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell a lot of people I was very, you know, I was raised in a household where I seen everything. I was blessed to see everything, thank God, for everyone I was raised by. So I know the comfortability of being who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I
Hold on.
think what the world is doing now is they can, with social media and everything that's going on, the kids are picking up that in the real confident aspect of it. I feel like they getting the whole, how can I say, the Genesis choir, like the trend of, oh, well, my celebrity is this and that, so I can do this now too, and this baby be 5 years old. You just learn how to piss. So,
Yeah.
sometimes instead of waiting to have that conversation at the, the preteen age, the 10, 12, you got to start earlier now. Because now these kids got access to social media and everything like that. You got to be on top of it.
Not even that. You got little 3-year-old around here touching people booty.
And it's because they are out there with the adulting, with the adults, that they do everything with their kids. And a main thing that happens, a part of adulting, that I'm finna say that's going congruent with this, is taking accountability.
Yeah.
So if this child see you grabbing asses at 3 and 4 years old, what do you expect gonna be a difference?
Especially when they start feeling those little tingy feeling and they see what you touching and they go to touching and they're starting to create a feeling, then their switch hit on.
Yeah. And like I said,
So
now these babies they just out here early, and it's like, damn, just enjoy it. Don't rush it.
because you're
I
gonna
tell
wish you
like
would have stayed there.
honey, I tell them all the time, and at my ripe age of 40, honey, adulting is not recommended. I'm telling you, enjoy your
I sit
learn all
back,
you can learn.
I
Enjoy
sit
it.
back and I be like, now I understand why grandma was the way grandma was or mama acted the way mama acted. But I just wish it was explained to me a little bit more.
And they didn't have, what's the crazy part was, it was never explained to them. They didn't know how to explain it, because sometimes some had the, how can I say this? Some was already molding, being groomed to become a
Hmm.
wife early, and housewife early and stuff like that.
Or out
So
there, or out
yeah,
there working at the age of
yeah,
6. So technically, the life that you are at, they never got a chance to get there.
yeah. So they sometimes it's self-explanatory that couldn't be able to explain to you how to do it.
I get it. I get it. But that's why everybody
Oh,
has to be open to learning.
yeah. Well, it's Dirty Bird litness in the house tonight. Eagles won the bowl. Eagles won the bowl. Let's go. I could not. I did not want to hear another Taylor Swift moment. I'm happy. See, this is my part
Well,
of
I'm
my
gonna go
dog.
ahead and let you have your moment. Um, how
Thank
you felt
you.
about that Kendrick Lamar performance?
Spooky, crazy, hilarious. I'm a K Dot fan. I think it's bigger than this. It's bigger than this. He used it as a statement. That's what I'm gonna say. He used it as a statement piece.
Hmm.
Um,
Now, let me stop you for 1 minute because I know you finna keep going, but I want you to add this to it. By him making that song the way that he made it, and even though they did not want him to perform it, and he did anyway, Do you think that's gonna help the culture or hurt the culture?
Now, oh, I mean, he did. It could be a 50-50 coin, but
Hey, Miss
he did.
Unique.
He did. Look, he did the amendment, freedom of speech. What you gonna do? This Kendrick, this K Dot,
But what I'm
this ain't
but what I'm saying, I know it's but what I'm saying is in the music world, because you know they didn't want him to perform it.
this. That's why I
And he
said
did.
this is culture. It's business
So,
though.
Mhm.
and I get that, but what I'm saying, do you think that is gonna benefit the culture the way that it's set up with how things are going with the music industry right now because of some people? Or is that gonna hurt and make it go down worse due to what's already going on?
I mean, it's not gonna hurt. It just shows that regardless of what people say or people do, he's that dude that's gonna really challenge you.
True.
You
But if
know,
I look
big
at it also as in adulting, he's standing
Kendrick
ten
Lee,
toes. He's
we
standing
petty.
10 toes.
Is apparently I don't know what adulting is.
Yeah. He's standing on business. He didn't care who else household business it had to do. He stood on business. But
So how do
besides
we
him,
as adults get to that?
it's
Hmm.
a
For the ones
level
who
of conscience. It's a level of knowing oneself.
Mm.
As one of knowing taking accountability, get ready for the cause and effect of anything that is going to be thrown at you. And the main thing is acceptance.
the performance
That
we was
too.
talking about. We're talking about Kendrick
And
Lamar.
then along with that, too, with what Monty just said, after those things, like if we know and we're no matter how old we are, if we're getting what to do and we're getting fed the knowledge on what to do, why not build a team and why not do it?
Hold on for a moment. Let me repeat the tonight's topic because they can understand why we're speaking of why we're speaking. We're talking about the real truth about adulting, what no one warns us about. We have went over mental health. We don't went over struggles. We don't went over financial careers,
Mm-hmm.
um music. So we're talking about variety things of what adulting. Sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead.
No, you good. Um, I just feel like as long as you have breath, like as long as we're still breathing and we're alive, it's still not too late. So why not, if we're getting the knowledge and if we're getting, you know what I'm saying, tools and tips and stuff, the world hasn't come to an end yet. So why not? You know, we'll never
Yeah,
know until we try. We never know until, and some things are gonna be uncomfortable. Some things is going, we you're not gonna be comfortable, but it's worth, you know what I'm saying, the effort is worth the try, especially when it comes to
true.
bettering self, and not just bettering self, but bringing bettering or bettering helping bettering somebody else's life, somebody else's
True.
circumstance, somebody else's,
So,
you know what I'm saying. So
so yeah, because that one I want to bring, I want to piggyback after you and ask this question.
completely help me,
How
girl. I'm
does
tired, man. I
that
don't want to be an adult
reflect
today.
in your relationship, friendships? Because that
How
is
does it
not
affect
something
relate?
that we're
Oh,
taught at all.
it, if I knew what I'm, because the things that I'm learning now, me
Hey,
just being
Angela,
brutally honest, because I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
you're supposed to.
If I knew
On
some of
this
the
show,
things,
it
if I
is a
got the knowledge
thousand.
that I'm getting now, if I'm learning, I know that's why I meant okay. If I y'all already know I'm a little touch. So the thing that I'm learning now, or I started learning a few years, you know what I'm saying, back had I known or paid it wasn't even that I can't even say I wouldn't get a talk. It's just you couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? But had I and it's not the shoulda coulda wouldas, but my relationships, friendships would have been a whole lot different. I would have understood, you know what I'm saying, better. But like we was talking about, when you're in a traumatized state of mind,
Mhm.
and when you're in just of how you've been done and what you've been through, like you tend to, you know what I'm saying, react and live in that, you know what I'm saying, in that mannerism. And so instead of thinking or looking at the better picture or the bigger picture, it's like you're gonna keep repeating cycles. And now
Yeah,
it be like, hey man,
you're
let's
gonna
I,
repeat them until you learn.
I get on my own. I'm telling you, I stress me out. I know I get on, I do. I be about to pull my own hair out by me because of me. Cause I be like,
Mhm.
oh my God. But after I'm done, and when I get to a level-headed headspace, or when I get to a calm enough headspace, you know, and then I get out of it, and I be like, dang. One thing I'm glad that I finally learned, like, okay, first of all, we need to stop pointing the finger at, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I happen to do when I'm there, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta recognize self. You gotta evaluate self. You
Yeah.
got
I've learned. Well, I had to learn. Um, Money will tell you we go back years. When she first met me, most people assume I had an attitude.
mm-hmm.
I was
Assumed.
I was
Mm.
very short. I was very short with people. And we're talking about over 10 years ago. I was very short with people. Befriend a female, that wasn't in my vocabulary. It wasn't that I thought I was better. It's just I was a tomboy for one. So I grew
Right,
up
I
with
get you.
hanging around a
Right,
lot of
I get
dudes.
you.
And the females that I knew, they were backstabbers. They didn't
Mm.
know how to be a friend.
Bang.
So I was able to confide in my homeboys more than I was able to confide in my homegirl until I found females just like me or similar to me, where I was able to say, okay, I can deal with her. I can let my guard down.
Mm-hmm.
She earned her. People had to earn their spot with me.
Mm.
Too, because I knew how I was. I know what I give, and I didn't want you to do the same. At least I wanted you to give me 70, 80%. I couldn't say a whole 100 because I don't never expect anybody to do what I do, but at least give me effort of
Spit
a
don't
situation.
swallow.
So it was a while before I was comfortable with a female or hanging with a female or trust a female.
Mm.
So I didn't have an attitude. It just you had to earn your respect and your entitlement with me. So and then because again, we can go through our ups and downs. We don't have to see each other for 2, 3 years. We still gonna have that connection.
Right, if
I'm
it's
still gonna
genuine.
be there,
If it's genuine,
especially
you
if
feel
it's
me?
genuine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I just expect what I give. So everybody assume, and that's probably why me and money clicked it.
I'm just unhinged, so it don't even bother me. You know, it's just it's an everyday life for me. You know,
Money say I'm
but,
just unhinged. Spit
yeah, I
don't
got
swallow, money.
no. You know my name. It's Money Mafia, so you know
You are real quiet.
it don't bother, it don't bother me. You know, everybody's not perfect.
But it takes a person a while to get like that.
Yeah, but the thing is about people today, and adulting, but it does still on the daily basis. It goes off of what he say, she say.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everybody gonna have their own perspective of the person. Sweetheart, I live by this motto. If you get a perspective of me from somebody else, make sure you put me in front of it. Big
Nah,
one.
And
you
I
about to make
Big
me
always
one.
sound
say,
like we in church because I'm about to be like,
I,
walk heavy, walk
I
heavy.
always say to people, if you believe what someone say without getting to know that person, it takes too much energy to believe what a person say. It takes too much energy to get your mindset on someone you don't know. And it takes even more energy for me to try to discombobulate it with your thought, what you feel, or what you assume. So I let it be.
And just to go off of that, because I ain't just became
For
all
facts.
normal
Being
and
friends don't stay
relaxed.
around.
Because all of us done had that foot on the chest and done had that ego like, oh bitch, you don't know who I am. And you can't try me. You don't know about me. You ain't heard about me, baby. When you get to a certain age, I don't care what you hear about me, babe. I don't care. That's
Okay. Put
You
in
heard it,
because
you believe it, keep it. Once you find out it ain't real, stay where your ass at.
yeah, because you picked the side. You
You
picked the side
prejudge.
station. And you know what? I just had a conversation with I believe it was just, what I'm saying, time, like I said in the last segment, working on some things like, okay, I done got the, what I'm saying, majority of the stuff out the way. Okay, let me deal with this current stuff because while I'm working on this old stuff, that current stuff still building. So we're like, let me
Mm-hmm.
pause, let me deal with this because this is affecting me more than that stuff, the old stuff. So we was having a
Facts.
conversation and she confessed, she was just like, if I may be honest, I fell for the okie doke. And she was just like, which is why I said what I said to you. Um, and we was just letting it all go. And at first it was just like, nah, I was walking around like, nah, y'all always picking a side. Y'all believe over me and this, that, and the third, stay there. But if a person can come and be like, hey, I was wrong. I shouldn't have believed this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
And but I, when you know better, you do better. And now I know better. So it was just like, for me, once I shut you out,
It's hard to get back in.
it ain't even no hard to get back in. But on the flip side of that, because of the heart, I come from like not giving a care, like at all, to now caring too much. And like when it tied me into adulting and what y'all was just talking about, dang, I just had it. She just money just said it. Oh, not caring and this, that, and the third, and getting to where you are now. I come from not expressing myself, holding everything in, to now. I feel like I gotta let you know how I feel, no matter what it is. I gotta speak it
Mm-hmm.
because I done held it in so much. Like I don't care what it is. But what came to me today was at some point, like, okay, me after I reevaluated myself. It's like, okay, you was in error for this. You ain't have to say that. You ain't have to do this. You ain't have to do that. Okay, so now how do I, as an adult in adulting, how do I still get stuff off my chest, still express what I need to say without going down the road that I go down? Because I don't care how I
One,
come out, I'm stating how I feel. I'm saying
hold
I'm
on.
speaking what I need to say.
Hold on, money. One, you before sometimes you gotta stop and breathe before you speak.
See, that's at level 1, 2, 3, and 4. But at level 10,
You still gotta woosah before you let it
And,
mm,
out.
to piggyback off of it, sometimes it's called the mirror effect. It's called the mirror effect.
mhm,
Sometimes You got to look at yourself and put yourself in that position as the opposite person. And then
Yes,
you
that's
have to reflect on basically hey, what 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 would you really do? So that's like me and you, Jewel, you telling me, I came to you and was like, yo, my bad, I was wrong and everything, but I'm still up here now. I'm still over here. But that mirror effect, you got 'em looking like, bro, you knew you was wrong. You fucked up. Just take the L and walk it off.
one.
But everybody ain't gonna get that mirror effect. Sometimes you gotta understand that everybody ain't set the ways of being. Like I said, everybody wants to
Let's
play a
just say
victim.
it, call a spade a spade. Everybody's not that grown.
Yeah, I'm not grown all the time. I'm not grown all the time. I'm one to say I am not an adult all the time. I am a very childish ass woman, and this is just being me. I am very, very petty. But one thing about it that I had to learn was, and
Oh,
I'm gonna
spit.
trust
No,
me
I'ma just
because
keep saying
yeah,
spit don't
I'm
swallow. Okay.
very petty. But one thing I had to learn was this: that shit only rides for so long, and
Mm-hmm.
if only you can only keep playing that game until the point that it turns into that mirror effect. Because you can be all that crazy and petty, it's always gonna be somebody pettier than you.
More pit. Opinion. I just feel like God done turned me into a punk, man. Like
Girl,
in the older I
don't
get.
You ain't
I
the
am
only one that
softer than
feels like
Charmin
that.
toilet paper now here. I am softer than Charmin toilet paper with lavender drops on it. I am soft. I can tell you I'm soft.
Wait, wait, repeat that.
I said I am softer than Charmin with lavender drops on it. Honey, I'm over here. Girl, that's a part of adulting they don't tell
Right.
you when
Cause
you get older.
everybody a lot of people think
You
I'm
get
this
soft.
I'm just really
I'm
Well, I
not.
had to be
I'm not.
that.
I've been that nigga for so long. And now that I wait to be in my soft girl era, it's hard.
almost
But it's a part
40.
of my adulting.
You
I'm
took the
speaking
word
my
almost.
truth.
Girl, let me kiss. I'm finna be who song that song? Let me kiss you through the phone. Come here. Let me. Cause
My
you took the
man, yeah,
word.
my man, he chilling. My dog, my nephew, my man, he chilling. But yeah, man, like I said, man, this adulting. Another thing, y'all, I wanted to say something about this adulting one-on-one tonight that a lot of people didn't know too growing up, and we spoke on accountability, but setting boundaries too, healthy boundaries.
That.
Um, that's something that we all, that's where the people
Money,
pleasing
I don't
comes.
mean to cut you off, but I need to say ouch because you done stepped on my toes a couple of times. But I'm taking notes and I'm gonna go
Okay,
back and watch it and get with my notebook. I'm gonna just say ouch. I ain't gonna even get. I don't get mad no more. I'm gonna say ouch because you talking. I'm learning.
I'm
Ouch. You
sorry.
just
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
no. Don't
Look,
apologize. Step on them. Step on them because it's going. Okay, stepping on my toes. What it's doing is I'm learning. So as
somebody
I'm
on
listening,
purpose.
even when I talk, step on them. I'm just saying ouch because you just stepped on my bed toe.
This is your fault.
And I got some. No, you stepped on my big toe, and I don't even have feet. God gave me Titanic ships and oceans. Okay,
Yeah,
so
me
you
too,
just
girl.
stepped on
Yeah,
that
I'm
big
over
toe,
here with
baby.
a carnival cruise feet. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah,
But
I got the.
use my foot to
my
part the
fault?
Red Sea.
Why is it my
It is your
fault?
fault. We'll have this adult conversation. I won't be adult after this. The unrecommended version of me will speak to you later. I'm just letting you know. Right now, I'm adulting. I'm adulting. I'm picking my battle. I'm being very demure today. Very kissy.
I'm
But
crying.
back to what we're saying, I know, but in general, setting healthy boundaries too. A lot of people, that's where a lot of, like we were saying, the people pleasing, the validation issues come
Right.
into play.
But when you say
Right.
boundaries, people have to set boundaries for themselves as well
And
as others.
that's what a lot of people just say, oh, I'm setting boundaries, but people don't understand the boundaries that you set for yourself is the discipline for you. And I'm learning that personally for
Spit, don't
myself. It's
swallow.
and
Yeah.
a consistency. It ain't easy. Like I said, this right here, when I'm talking, I'm speaking on Taz know me, Dime Plus. This ain't used to be me. This is very growth, evolving, learning, taking in of one thing about it, I can't be a victim to all things. And that's one thing a part of adulting you got to learn too. You can't be a victim about everything. I don't mind being a villain now. I don't mind being the villain. But it's a mindset.
Right.
And that's why I tell everybody, once you get that victim mindset comes with, oh, well, you did this and you did that and you did that. Baby, first of all, adulting takes accountability. Okay, that's the biggest thing of adulting that I hate, don't recommend. Uh, being consistent of believing in it and setting
Mhm.
boundaries and being safe of it. That's two.
And
And,
owning
under,
your wrongs.
and handle. You got to handle these things. You got to handle them.
Right.
I can't drag in every life problem across the beautiful people and expect them to get the same result.
You on one tonight, money. Money.
And
Mm.
also as adulting, we have to stop blaming everyone. Our past is our past.
Right.
The next one doesn't deserve it.
You also, you know what we didn't touch on. We kind of did because it's different ways of the word that I'm about to say. Communicating in adulthood as adulting in
True.
adulting.
Don't recommend it. Ouch! Ow! My whole ankle. My whole ankle. I got to sip my drink on
Listen,
that.
I'm already wheezing over here. Like I can't.
Who
Well,
does
yeah.
that? Who does that? Communicate. What is that? We talking. We communicating right now. No, but I understand as in actually actively listening and being open to vulnerability. That's the thing.
That and listening without speaking.
Oh,
Listening
We
to
I
understand.
felt that. Bad. I felt it.
Ouch. Ouch,
I
King.
girl,
Ouch.
that just give me an incomplete. Look,
Ouch.
I get an I in that course every day. Give me an I. I don't even get no F. I get an incomplete. I don't
So you
listen.
so you went to you was the ISSP because you weren't listening.
Girl, please, I was the president. Um,
Me too. Mhm.
co-captain.
I
Like
guess
I
I
Even
was
could.
they be like, in
low.
most conversations, they be like, "You gone? Okay, okay." So I respond because if I stand there and listen to everything that you say, I'm gonna forget what I want. I need to respond to
But
what
the
you
thing
said
about it
first.
is we have to realize what we want to say at that moment is not important. If that conversation finished, you may not have to say what you need to say. I'm
Ouch!
learning too.
That was good. No, that was good. Pointer, spit, don't swallow. Okay.
Listen, I'm learning my.
It's a hard pill to swallow. I can't do it. It's a hard
I'm
pill to
learning
swallow. I ain't
myself.
even gonna lie.
But I'm sitting here listening, her throat back closed. I'm over here swallowing it. Like out and I'm waiting till you done because I'm sure about to say both of y'all core and I'm Mr. Brown. Y'all ain't have to do me like this tonight. Tonight. I'm
Listen,
facing
we're
it
not
though.
just doing you. We're doing ourselves as well.
I mean, I know that, but I can only speak for me. I was just over here like,
Girl, not the brown crown. Not the Mr. Brown crown. Girl, that's Mr. Brown.
spit don't swallow car.
But family.
Highly not recommended. Shit. Why we gotta talk about them? That's part
Like
of
blood
adulting.
related because
Because
are
one,
we
we need to
talking
end the
blood
show
related
out.
or
We have
just
to end the
family?
show in a good way, and this is something we haven't touched, but this is something they haven't prepared. Nor did they teach us how to deal with our families.
Yes, they did.
Or
Yes,
family
they did.
traditions.
Yes,
Family
they did.
traditions.
No, the fuck they didn't.
Yes, they did. I'm gonna
They
tell you
sure
how
didn't.
traditionally and non-traditionally. I'm gonna tell
They
you
ain't tell
both
us
ways.
how to do. They didn't.
Okay, traditionally,
Thank
and
you.
I'm gonna use our culture. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the traditional way. Bless your heart.
I ain't black. I'm
That's
pecan.
non-traditional. I'm pastor. You won't see this ghost at no family reunions, you at no bar mitzvahs, none of that. Don't call me,
Not
don't text me, don't
Casper.
holler.
I
But
get, but
as that's joking wise, but in general, as your adulting, like you said, adulting way,
mhm.
sometimes you gotta remember everybody ain't take that time out like you doing to break yourself of what you've learned.
but you know what I be trying to figure out, especially
What?
when it's five sisters, when it's more than three children, and y'all under the same house from the same parents. Why the fuck y'all didn't learn what everybody else learned, or when you lost what you was taught?
Oh, because that's choose. It's the
Okay,
definition.
over
It's
there.
in pick and choosing battle.
You see, I wanted to play this game that from Wild and Out, but I feel like I'm a lose because you almost made me spit my juice out. Spit. Oh, cause spit don't swallow. I just spit. Okay.
But I warned you. These are topics and conversations everyone wants to have,
But they
but
don't
don't
have them
nobody
because
want
they
to
scared to
start them.
speak up. Nobody don't want to speak up. Everybody, no, speak. Like you never know. Not just speaking, listen, because you never know. You may have some knowledge that I didn't know. I may have some knowledge that you didn't know. She may have some knowledge that we both didn't know. So it's just like we pouring into each other, like we depositing, and we can't be afraid to talk about certain stuff.
And on
Like we
top of
got
it, what you speak may help me and guide me to do something that you do, and I can put my own thing in it and to build a better me of an adjustment of life.
girl, you better you girl, that sounded like something poetic. Go don't do that. Cause what see what you helping me could help me
Hmm.
positive to me could become a veteran of a more positive life. Girl,
Yeah.
you better post.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you my quote of this. I'm problem always. I don't know what peace is. I'm no peace problem. Okay, and that's what makes us family. Family about us, and that's why, like you said earlier about family, what wasn't talked about it was adulting. That's how we end up making our spiritual families and getting our spiritual, like
Right.
just our tribe alone. By blood, you family. On paperwork, you
I was just
family.
about to stop, get out my head. Not to cut you out, get out my head because I was just gonna ask when you was done. Okay, so boom, what is family?
Family
It's
is
what
what
you
you.
make of.
Family doesn't have to have your last name.
I don't
Family
even
doesn't
know
have
how
to
to
mean
do
that you're born into.
Mm-hmm.
It's what makes you, and it makes you feel at whole. It's the love that you want, that you need, the support, the landing
That
space,
is
comfortability.
that is true. And the piggyback off of Taz, it's just the unconditionalness and the faith that somebody actually pours into you. It's the confidence that someone uphold you to. Sometimes some people hold you accountability to be family because they see you bigger than that.
And then what people don't understand, if there's something that you're doing that they know is not you, that know that can get you jacked up, they're gonna stop you. They're gonna let you know when you're fucking up.
Mm,
They're not just gonna let you do it and
right.
say that you're grown. Yes, I'm grown, but you know, in a way, we're not ourselves sometimes.
But
Sometimes
this
we
is
need someone to say, hey, check yourself.
Well, wouldn't that be part of? Let me ask you this: wouldn't that be part of adulting? Okay, my age says this, but if I know I'm incapable at the moment of doing something, handling something, and I say something, what is that?
Repeat that
Because
one
you
more
just said
time.
something to make me ask that question. Because just like you said, people are, oh, you grown. I know I'm grown by age, but if I say I'm coming to you because I'm me with my grown self, me being grown is recognizing like, hey, I don't feel like I'm making a rational decision or I'm going to make or can make right now a rational decision or the best decision. So adulting wouldn't it be going to somebody who you felt like could or who you know who could or think they could
You're
could
asking
help
for
you make a better
assistance. You're
decision?
asking for guidance.
I just want
And
I,
that's what everybody needs somebody. Yes, there's a lot you can do on your own, but it's a connection. You need someone because you can't do it all by yourself. You can
that
do
goes so far as
majority,
winning too.
but
What you
you
say?
can't resolve a problem. You can't hold everything in. You gotta have someone to talk to. You gotta have somebody to depend on. You gotta have somebody that you can release that tension with. So it's a lot.
Right.
So adulting is just a handful of itself. It's a book that continues to be written every day.
Right. When the
It's
book of Ted
non-stop
is a
book.
book of money maker, y'all did that tonight. Y'all did. I, I know y'all got about 95 chapters. Listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Listen, I just try to pick a topic that I know is interesting. I haven't seen, I haven't heard,
This a good
and
topic, man.
I know people want to know about it. People want to discuss it, and if I can help open up a topic that starts the conversation, why not? It's for the culture. People say they about it, but don't speak about it.
Right. Even with your realness, though, I want to say this to you. Even being real, hitting dead on, and sometimes, or most of the time, you're gonna be blood blank raw. Like you uncut. Everything is uncut, and I feel like we need that because we've been pacified, we've been fabricated, and you open up not just a platform, but a whole. You create a space to make feel people to feel comfortable to say or to you. It's like you ignite. You know what I'm saying? The voice in them, like you make it easy for stuff to come out versus everything being held in. So it's like
Yeah,
you're
it's
being
a
used
comfortable
as
space.
a tool to birth voices, to push people to speak. You know, like hey, and you create a safe space
Hmm.
because there's no way impossible. I just gotta use myself as an example. There's no way possible that I be you don't you don't it's not even about you judging because you don't do that. you sit and you listen. You don't just listen to the words being spoken. And I watch you Peaches and I'm watching Money. Y'all sit and y'all listen and y'all understand a person's mindset. And that's what kind of to me makes me feel like that's what it gives y'all insight on how to deal with all kind of people.
Yeah. Because
And the
one,
fact
in
that
this world,
y'all can
I'm
know
sorry.
all the my bad. Y'all can know you had went out, so I ain't know you was about to talk. Y'all can know what y'all know, but this is what the world needs. This is what we don't have. There's not too many safe places. That's why everybody is angry. That's why everybody all this stuff is happening because we don't have a safe place. We don't have that trust. We don't have that. Not even being comfortable. It's just the whole point of we need. Sometimes we just gotta talk, and with the people that's talking, that we gotta understand too. We gotta accept the criticism. We have to understand what's being said without feeling attacked.
Yeah.
And not to cut y'all off, just to
Mhm.
piggyback off the last part you just said, and it's the big concept of our whole topic tonight about adulting. The biggest concept of adulting, the unknown truth, is unlearning everything that we was taught
Mhm.
and reevaluate it to make it out and put it in understanding. So, like we were just saying on that point, sometimes you got to. I tell everybody regurgitate all this shit. Sometimes you got to throw it up and spit it. Like we say, spit and swallow because you'll never learn it. You got to unlearn the unknown and always be willing to find something new.
And you gotta
Right.
self-check yourself. Understand your flaws. It's okay. We're perfectly imperfect. Fix your
Right.
inner self. Don't let nobody say they know you better than you know yourself. Know your good, know your flaws, know your weaks. So therefore, you know what to fix. Can't
So what was
nobody
y'all?
fix you but
My
you.
bad. Right. Dang. Stop tapping into my thing. Oh my goodness. So what would y'all say? What would y'all say to a person like myself who
Hey Stacy.
a lot of the ways that I mean how I am, I wasn't taught. That's not how
Hmm.
my mama raised me, but because of the things that I've gone through and the mindset that I had and that it put me in, just not just then, and because I was walking around unhealed, it's a lot of other things outside of how my mom raised me. I taught
Hmm.
myself. So would y'all give that person the same advice versus that y'all just gave about unlearning what you being taught, not unlearning, but you know what I'm saying, stepping
Hmm.
outside of what you being taught? Would y'all give them that
Because I
same
didn't
advice if you taught yourself other than how you was raised?
because I didn't learn this stuff just because I was taught it. I wasn't taught it either. What I wanted to do, I saw certain things within the family of friends or however, and I saw certain things that I did not like. I saw myself in certain situations where me outside looking in, like that's not going to be me. So I used that to reverse. I used somebody's abusive relationship saying that I wouldn't get myself into something like that. So I kind of learned from watching as well. I
Self
asked questions. I hung around older people. I'm always open to listen and be taught. And that's what one thing we as people, we feel that we're grown. We cannot be taught. You as grown, you never stop learning.
Right.
And if you stop learning,
That's if you want
something
to,
is wrong.
because you want to. You don't want.
So if you're open to change whenever you're gonna self-evaluate yourself, it may take longer than others, but you'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find that peace. You'll find that balance. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the stuff that we speak on or we adjust ourselves to, we wasn't taught. We had to learn. We don't been there. We don't bump that head. So it's like you learn from your mistakes. That's why I say every
Experience, right?
lesson Every error is not an error. It could be a lesson. You
Right.
got to figure out what to learn inside that, so therefore you don't keep on that merry-go-round and keep going around in circles.
Or you can just just hop around, go on the merry-go-round and just jump on the emotional roller coaster and be unhinged like me. But that's a whole nother story for a story.
Hey, y'all making me, y'all about to make me done.
So is there
I can't
anything
even laugh all the way.
is there anything you all want to go ahead before we close out and say?
Oh,
You such a beautiful girl. I'm
nothing.
go
Just
ahead
doing.
now.
Adulting is what it is, and you make the best of it.
Right. And after too, in adulting, you just have to be, you don't have to be how people think you should be in an adult. You know what I'm saying? Just be in tune with your inner, with you. And then
Self-love,
you still can
self-care,
take
self-care.
nuggets. Take nuggets, knowledge grab, you know what I'm saying? Eat off the plate, you know what I'm saying? Stop eating this, you know what I'm saying? It's all about what you eat and what you digest.
That
I don't know
and
why my phone
stop
keep doing
jumping in for what's right now. Because what's right now is not going to leave you long term.
that. For real, because I'm gonna have to come back to this and get my notebook and do some notes because this idea. Y'all is too in them comments. Don't be scared. Don't be because I ain't the only one out here. But no, for real, this was a great topic because, and everybody's not going to speak up. Everybody's not going to say
No,
anything. But guess what? It doesn't mean that is not. We're not depositing. We're not, and that's the thing. It's
true.
up to us to plant the seed, but it's up to them to make it to water it.
Yeah, and sometimes some people don't want to comment. They may inbox somebody. They have their way of speaking. Once they hear something, once they learn something, once they want to try to reach out and get some more education. So, like I say, we're opening doors just to start off and get the feedback that we're getting. It's positive. So I do want to take time out to thank you all for joining us. It was a great show.
Yes,
It is on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and post it on YouTube. YouTube is going to be posted later. Um, we'll be back Tuesday with Big Extra.
No, not big.
Big
Okay.
Extra.
Peach don't swallow. Wait a minute. Where's Peaches? Oh, Peaches, where you at?
I'm gonna assume Peaches was in the middle of a Super Bowl game and couldn't get up out of it.
We don't care about that football. We is the Super Bowl. What you talk about?
Wait a minute now. Hold on now. That's why I kept muting myself. I was into the game like 2/3 of it. I don't know what you talking about. Why you think we started at 9:30?
I'm just saying, we super and we on the bowl. Like, where is Peaches? But I
I
mean,
feel you. But you
Well,
ladies have a great night.
you have a
See
great
y'all
night too.
Tuesday.
Good
Is that
night.
Flight Game? Yo, Flight Game, Flight Game, Flight Game. Capo, Bobby, R.I.P. Christian Dugan. That's family for life.
I wanna be the last thing that you see at night. Be the first thing that you see in the morning. I wanna be the guy to touch it and get it right. I want this for life, baby. I want this for life. I wanna be the one to wash away all the pain. I wanna be the one to put the smile on your face. I want this for life, baby. I want this for life. I want this for life. I'm talking love at first sight. I could've beat it up, but we just chilled on the first night. But in due time, I had to get right.